It's fantastic. Thank you for asking. Matthew, how would you describe Coach Yard's?
Oh man, great positive energy, uplifting, great guy to be around. Yarbs is, I've been lucky enough to be around him, since I got here, and his reputation across the league is so positive, and rightfully so. He's done it for a long time. He's coached some great players, has his own unique style in doing it, but man, he loves his players and pushes them, and as you can see, gets a lot out of them.
Obviously, the guys in that room are conscientious on their own, but what stands out about just Yard's ability to have those guys ready, for example, like the Tyler Johnson, who suddenly just doesn't roll like
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just it's a testament to him. It's a testament to that room. He coaches everybody, right? He doesn't coach just the guys that are playing in the game. He doesn't coach, just the starters or whatever it is. I mean, he's coaching everybody in that room. He coaches them hard, and those guys, respond because they know he comes from a great place where he loves those guys and wants them, wants the best for them. So it's a great atmosphere in that room, and does a great job leading it.
How does the wide receivers room benefit from having Puka in there?
Hugely. I mean, obviously his talent on the field is fantastic, but I think in that room, he probably answers a lot of questions through my lens sometimes. Hey, what is Matthew thinking here? Because we spend a lot of time together. He sees the game that way a lot of times, and then also just sets a standard of not only what it looks like on Sunday, but Wednesday through Friday in practice, and even preparing for Wednesday and Monday and Tuesday. So, just a great leader overall, and a great football player on the field.
I know there's no moral victories, but now that you had a couple days to digest the Sunday night game, what's your overall feeling with the way you guys battled, the other night?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was proud of the way that we, responded to some of the, circumstances that happened in the game with guys going down and guys having to step up and play. I thought that it obviously was not mistake-free football. There were opportunities to win that game. We had chances, but I was proud of the effort. We get to see some of the defensive tape and just watch those guys fly around. That was an incredible effort that they put up against a really good offense in Detroit. Really, all three phases had their moments where they played well and battled, and it was an overtime football game. We were right there. We had our chances, didn't get it done, but I'm proud of the effort and the experience those guys got to get in there and play.
Matthew, I understand the next man up mentality, but not just as a quarterback, as a captain. Mm-hmm. What's the loss of Puka?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a really good football player for us, right? He's makes plays in the passing game. He blocks in the run game as good as anybody. Does a lot of things. It allows us to be really multiple in what we want to do with, just a couple personnel. So, you lose him on the field there, and then you lose his personality in the huddle and the juice that he brings out to practice, the zest for football and life that he has. He's still around. Obviously, it's not like we put him down or anything. But you just don't get to see him in the huddle as much, which we all love being around Puka. So it's a little bit of a loss there.
What's it like Sunday night where there's so many pieces moving around the offensive line? What's the process for figuring out the timing of the offense at the time?
Yeah, just trying to make sure that I'm up to date on who's up and who's down. There were a couple question marks there. Okay, Joe battled for a little bit. Okay, now Joe's down. Same with Steve, trying to come back in maybe after half and just trying to figure out, A, who am I taking snaps with, and then B, what's it going to look like in front, and how can I try to turn protections to maybe help people or not, or whatever it is. Do the best that I can to try to let us operate at a high level and not miss much of a beat. And, got to give Sean a ton of credit for doing the same thing, being able to adjust on the fly, and really all of our guys that stepped in there and moved around and made plays. So, it's not the ideal situation, but I was really proud of the way those guys stepped in and played.
What's it like to have a veteran like Tyler Johnson who can step up and take on a bigger role in Puka's absence?
Yeah, it's great. He's been around here for a little bit. He's made some plays, on the practice field. Did a great job making plays, the other night on Sunday. So, got a lot of trust in him. Another guy that I can have really good dialogue with, right? I'm asking him questions. What did it look like on the backside there? What happened here, there, the other, and he's got really good information. He's a physical player, like Puka, like Cooper. Not afraid to stick his nose in there and block. So he's definitely a guy that we value and has done a nice job for us.
How would you describe Jimmy in the quarterback room and on the practice field?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been great. He's really fun energy, good guy to be around. Loves to play ball. Loves to come out here and throw it around. So he's been a really positive addition to our team. Excited to have him. He's back in with meetings this week, so it's good to see his face again, see him around. I'm sure he's excited to be back in here, getting some work in. It's been a really positive experience.
You never really know.
Earlier, it just felt like 2022 with all the injuries so early. Did it feel that way to you?
No, I try to treat every single year as its own, right? I mean, we're going to have bumps along the way. That's going to be the case. This is NFL football. There's injuries that happen. Got to continue to try and, come together as a team, mold, and, like we said, next man up at this point. Who's ever available to play, ready to go, get those guys as ready as we possibly can, go out there, rock and roll, and I like the chances to, just go out there and play well.
You never really know a team's mettle until it's tested. You don't know, how a team is going to perform until the first game. What did you learn about your teammates in that first game?
Yeah, I think just a mentally tough team, mentally and physically. We had guys trying to battle through things, like I said earlier, physically, and mentally, guys having to move positions, right? Jonah having to move around, new offensive linemen having to come into the game, receivers having to come into the game, and probably didn't get a whole lot of reps or any at practice throughout the week. And all of a sudden you're in there on Sunday Night Football, playing against the Lions. So I was really proud of the mental strength that it takes to not blink, not miss a beat, come out there in the second half and play, high caliber football. And that's really both sides of the ball, right? We were able to put some drives together and score some points, but if our defense wasn't getting stops and John Johnson's not making that pick, the game may look different. So it took all phases of our team, and was proud to see that those guys, didn't blink in quite a bit of adversity on a tough environment on the road, and that's going to serve us well throughout the season.
Sean had said because the way the game unfolded, he hadn't seen a game where you take what you game plan for and kind of rip it up.
Yeah.
As a veteran looking back, how strange was that for you?
Well, I think that's kind of how we roll during training camp, right? We don't sit there and game plan the teams we're practicing against or game plan our defense very often. We just kind of go out there and play. And so I think I have a lot of experience in this offense. Cooper does. We were able to kind of piece some things together and put guys in spots and be able to communicate enough to hey, this is what we're going to try to do and this is how we're going to go for it. And it's a huge testament to coach and really our entire coaching staff. And some of the things that we thought we were going to do earlier in the week weren't able to do. And so we just kind of adjusted on the fly and we're able to put drives together and make some plays.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Matthew.